Alright guys, so this is today's job. So we came out here 2 nights ago and we had the rack down. We had this contactor. This contactor's brand new, I just replaced it. But we had this contactor looking just like this one. This is compressor 1. Wires are all chewed up. Look at compressor 2 right there, T3. Look at all that right there. And right now, this contactor, we did not have that specific contactor. So we just tightened up the load. We cut that yellow wire short, put it in there again, but as you can see, it is a little damaged. So that burn-in right there just happened overnight. So we're gonna Alright guys, so in the process of this video, I'm gonna be putting a couple of clips from the night I was here and the clips from today. So they'll be kind of mixy-matchy, just to let you know what's going on. But okay, so these two compressors right here work on low temp, and you can tell because we have liquid injection valves right here, and we have the demand cooling modules right here. So let me tell you what was going on. Number one, this subcooler was not working. As you can see, we got it working. The liquid out temperature is 35 degrees, which is slightly low. We really don't want to be, we want to be about 45 or 50. So we can tweak that sometime today, but that's better than it was. It used to be like 80 something degrees. Now let me tell you why that subcooler is important. When you see back here, so this is a subcooler right here. Liquid comes in from the condenser, it gets subcooled in here, comes out right here, and you can see right now it's sweaty, 35 degrees, and it goes and it feeds the cases. Well, the reason this is important is because we have a DX side. We have an electronic expansion valve right there. So this subcooler is like an evaporator, and it's going to be absorbing all the heat from here, and it's going to be returning it right here through the suction. Now this suction is what cools your two low temp compressors right here. So when this subcooler wasn't working, that TXV slammed shut completely, and we had zero flow through here, zero, no flow whatsoever. Now that we got the sensors, the problem was one of the sensors was bad. So now that we got the sensors fixed and everything's good to go, now we have a properly working subcooler. Now we have cool gas right here, and that cool gas comes in right here. You have a solenoid right here, and it gets injected here into the compressor. See, this is your vapor injection right here. Vapor injection. There's your discharge line, and back there is your suction. So this was not working. These compressors were running really hot, and both of them had actually tripped out. So what we found out was that because this wasn't working, the whole low temp circuit was off. So once we got the subcooler working, these can now receive cool gas to feed the compressors and cool them down, right? But now let's say that there's a massive load and we have these compressors start to overheat even with vapor injection, right? Well, now you have liquid injection. You have a liquid line right here, goes into this valve, and it feeds liquid into the compressor to drop discharge temp. Pretty cool. The only problem is that this module is not working. This module is not opening up this solenoid to allow liquid or saturated liquid to go in here and cool the compressor. Alright guys, so compressor number 2 just started. Compressor number 2 is this one right here with the burnt wiring. So we're going to use this little infrared gun to get a temp on it. So we're going to go to L1 right there. What about, hold on, 95 degrees. L2, 116, L3, about 113, L2 is 116, 97. Let's look on the T side. T1, 95, 96, 97. See how we put this one new and none of the wires are burned. These wires looked exactly like these. I'm gonna put a clip in there, but these wires look just like these. New contactor, everything looks good. Same contactor, we're starting to have the same effect. So we gotta check voltage. See, we still got 480, 480, 480. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off. There's the breaker for number 2. 0, 0, 0. And of course, you always want to check to ground, especially when you're gonna touch stuff. So right there you can see the 0, 0, 0, 0. All right, so now we can change this contactor. Guys, whenever you put a contactor in, make sure you have enough wire exposed. That was the problem that that these 2 contactors had. These were not exposed enough, you know, at least that amount. And then once you put it in, make sure you're not setting this lug right here. Make sure you're not setting it on the actual insulation of the wire. Make sure you're tightening this lug down on the wire itself, on the copper. See this one? Oh, look. Perfect freaking example. Look at this. That is why these fell behind it. There it is. You see how they pinched the actual insulation? That, the way it looks right here, that's the way it was over here and over here. But this is why, guys, make sure, please make sure that when you put contactors in, you do not pinch the insulation. You gotta make sure you get the copper. So let's fix it. So I'm able to get it inside the lug, minimal copper coming out. You see that? That one is, no, you see it right there? It's all on the copper. See, I did this one yesterday. Let's see if any of these are. See, look at that one right there. That one's being pinched on the insulation. Look, another one right here. Compressor number 6. Pinching the insulation right there. Look at that one. Brown, pinching the insulation. Yeah, man. Right here, prime example of what I mean. Somebody messed that up. We'll fix it. It's part of the plastic. Plastic melted off. Got stuck right in there. Contactor's good to go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to apply main power to it. Once we know everything's connected, then we can turn this compressor on, or switch on. There we go. Compressor number 2 is running. And we'll give it a few minutes and we'll take a temperature reading across these. Hopefully we made a huge difference, especially with knowing how these wires have been improperly installed. Let's go ahead and check temperature right here real quick. 78, 78, and 78. Look at that. 78, 81, 82. Let's check this other one just for shits and giggles. Yeah, see, so that's about what they need to be running. They don't need to be running in the hundreds, much less the 120s. Much better. See what this one's running. So about 83, 85, 85. Yep, definitely not 120 anymore, so we're good. I admit my mistakes, right? Cool. This module is not bad. Let me tell you what happened. So, I need this right now. So if you look at the wiring here, you can see you have L1, S, M, L, A. So in order for this solenoid to open and allow refrigerant to meter into the vapor injection line, into the compressor, right? In order to energize this solenoid, you have to close the contacts between L1 and S. Well, the whole time last night at 4 in the morning, I thought this was L1 and I thought this was S. And I kept getting 120 volts here, even though I was shorting out this sensor. So all you do is you grab this little guy, right? You put it in here, just like that, and you short this out, and then this module will close the contacts between L1 and S. Well, my mistake was this is not L1, this is not S. This is L1, and this is S right here, orange. So I just tested it, and this module is good. It is opening up the valve, and it is feeding. Those are the kind of mistakes you make at 4 in the morning when you're tired and you run a 20-hour day. So luckily, I have not installed the new one. The new one's gonna go back to United Refrigeration, and we're just gonna leave this one. This one's working fine. Like I said, it was just human error. I thought it was these two top ones, but it's not. It's actually black and orange. Like I said, we have our jumper. Let's go ahead and test this. I just gotta get it at the right spot. Come on. It is working. Let's test our theory real quick. So we're gonna go between black and orange right here. Black and orange, right there, right? We have 0 volts. Okay, so right now we got our leads hooked up to the sensor. It goes to the top of the head. We're reading about 28,000 ohms. And according to Copeland, so the resistance can read from more than 100,000 to less than 2,000. Readings within these limits usually indicate an operating probe. So according to them, this probe is working, and it is gonna do just fine. Like I said, guys, I made a human error on this, and I admit it. And we're not gonna bill the customer because this part, shit, our price is over $1,000. So we're gonna leave it, and we're gonna call it good. There you can see it's touching copper, and the other one was this one right here, and now you can see it's touching copper. So we're good to go, guys. Yeah, that one's good. Yeah, everything's good to go. The only thing that this rack needs is a compressor number 5, and that's it. We are good to go, guys. I'm sorry if this video is too long or I threw too much information. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Once again, thanks for watching, guys.